I like to eat bananas and bananas. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. I'm Chris Jones, and I'm coming at you outside today because it's actually nice. It's not just bleeding hot, you know. Normally here in Tallahassee, I'm used to full-on sweating by the time I leave that door over there to my truck over there. However, today it's nice out. So I said, well, I'm going to spend some time in the shop filming, and I recently got some used molds on the secondhand market. Now, these are old school, discontinued, open pore worm molds from Delmart. And Delmart molds, he's probably, I would say, the OG, the first mold manufacturer to really offer high-end CNC, especially injection CNC molds to the small home bait maker. And these are some of his old school 10-inch open pore worms in aluminum. There are a few knockoff molds of this worm in silicone available, but this is the original, and I was really lucky to get my hands on them. So we're going to try to pour some wax stuff today. Hopefully it turns out. I've only used them one time before filming this video, so let's hop into the fish cave and see what we got. So real quick, I actually wanted to finish up these hand pours here, these swim baits. I've been waiting on some eyes, and I just got more Jetson blue squid eyes. So we're going to pop a few of those on. Yeah, just a little Loctite gel is all you need. I've always kind of made the joke, it's hard to pour a bait good enough that's worthy of your Jetson eyes. You know, most of the time, the only thing worthy of a Jetson eye is other Jetson eyes. They're like little Monet paintings, but this sort of blue themed, sort of orange bellied sunfish, to me, that blue squid eye from Jetson, to me really works well. Okay, there are the new molds, but real quick, I haven't filmed with it yet, but Angling AI did just release the 5-inch version of the open pore. Okay, gorgeous. It is absolutely the perfect marriage of the 4-inch and the 6-inch, and despite only being an inch smaller than the 6-inch, it has about half the total mass of the 6-inch bait. So this now kind of becomes that perfect all-around size, and we'll definitely be getting that in some videos soon. But today's video is about throwing it way back to the olden times of hand pouring. You know, this mold, I don't know exactly all my history on it, but this is how home bait making started. You know, this is how it was done before we had injection molds, and you know, but before machinists were able to put you know, the injectors together and things like that. This was how a lot of it was done, and this allows so much creativity. We are going to try to just pour something completely crazy today, much like a swim bait. So I actually did a swim bait pour not too long ago, and I called it Emerald Gill because there were just lots of shades of emerald in it. Yeah, here it is. So we're gonna kind of take some inspiration from that color right there and see if we can sort of pour it in sort of a, you know, I guess ultimately it'll kind of look sort of like a snake pattern down, you know, down the shaft of the worm, and then maybe some dots in the tail. I don't know. This is going to be completely impractical. It's going to be sort of like a one-time thing. Like, why the heck, Jones, did you spend that much time on just a few worms? But let's get crazy with it for our first video featuring this new mold. Whoa, low plastic alert. That bucket's getting skinny. Today we're actually going to be using a Swimbait jerkbait blend because a worm, you know, a worm that size, a 10-inch worm, it's really not a bad idea to use a little bit more firm blend plastic. Yeah, golly, I only have like 2.5 inches left of that. It's not a bad idea to use a pretty firm blend plastic for such a large worm. You know, the bigger the mass of the bait, generally the firmer durometer you want to use, even if it's a worm. Don't think you have to use a soft worm blend because it's a worm. If it's a huge worm, go ahead and make that thing strong. Okay, Dead On Plastics Black Bucket Swim Bait Blend, and here's our first color. A little bit of Lure Works Emerald, maybe 3 drops. Then let's do a drop of black just to darken it. Drop of black never hurts. Let's see where that takes us. That's sort of how I built the emerald color before. It's just a real dark green essentially. Nothing too crazy. And that's about how I would do it for a swim bait, where I want it to be relatively see-through. But this is a skinnier worm and I'm gonna need more concentration, so we'll do 5 more of those. And then 2 drops of black. See what happens. We'll get a little closer in. Yeah. Beautiful shade of emerald green. Put some on the table there. Yeah. Actually, it might be a little dark. A little too dark. Maybe I should have only done 1 drop of black, but we'll put some brightener in it. Just some chartreuse lime. I'll brighten it back up a smidge. Yeah, nice. Very nice. Alright, there it is. Okay, so much like we do with our swim baits, we're just going to pick the mold up. Alright. And start pouring. So I kind of want some green dots down the body. Just on this body portion. I'm not going to pour any detail into the tails yet. I have a different idea for that, but this is our color. We put a little bit of small black flake in it, but basically one after another I just want to pour some little green sections. Okay, let me see if there's a way to get this better in frame. Okay, 1 more. And then 1 up here. Alright, so essentially that is what we've done. We are then going to pour over those with black, and sort of much like we do with our swim bait molds, I want to tilt the mold to see if I can get the black plastic to flow certain ways up the cavity. I'm not sure if I can actually get it to do that yet or not. I haven't tried. Alright, and just a few more minutes later, and we have all of our green poured. Now is going to come the hard part, trying to, basically, what I need to do now is try to pour black over the green to where it kind of overlaps on both sides, but then try and tilt the mold to where the black kind of runs up the side a little bit. That way when you're looking at the worm, you know, right side up facing down, there's little black stripes down it. Now, I don't know if I can really pull that off, but we're going to try. If not, it'll at least be a cool layered effect, and that's what's next. Alright, and there's our swim bait blend. And there's our black swim bait blend. Okay, so here's going to be the tough part. And it's going to be even harder to try to film this. But we're basically just going to pour some black over that green. Okay? Let it flow that way a little bit. And then try to let it flow up. It doesn't want to do it. No. Okay, yeah, it's set up too fast. I'm trying to get it to flow this way, but it looks like it doesn't want to. You know what? I'm going to heat the black up some more, and maybe we'll have a little bit more luck. Okay, so I actually pulled a piece out. Oops. And you can see that green is not near bright or saturated enough. It basically just looks black. So now I've got to re-pour all of this. Okay, we are literally quite back to 0. So I'll meet you back when I have some new green in the molds, ready to go. Okay, and just like that, we have new green, okay? And it is really green. It is thicker and brighter and just more green than the other green. This is literally the green new deal. Okay, we're gonna try this again with the black. And whatever happens, happens, okay? Because I really don't want to redo these again. So, we're gonna do it the sloppy way. The only way I know. Okay, okay, stop there, Jones. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, oh gosh, stop there. Okay, okay, not too bad. The trick is not pouring too much black and then filling in the gaps where you don't want them to fill. You know, I want gaps between each color here, between the blacks. Yep, that right there was sloppy as hell. Okay, but ultimately, that is a lot better than the first one already. And of course, we can just peel off this overpour. No big deal, and sort of kind of keep this clean because, you know, it's real easy to get overpour on such ultimately a thin cavity, right? That's not a lot of room to work with, and you can overpour it very easily, and then it just sucks. You've just got plastic going everywhere, and it's just not a good time. Okay, that one, those are going to touch black. They're going to touch black, aren't they? I don't want them to touch black. Please don't touch black. Okay, if I just do it that way. Ooh, close, 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 close. Look at that. Look how close that is. Wow. Yeah, by the time I heat that up, they'll touch. Alright. Oh, that one was perfect. Why can't I do it like that every time? See, this video is gonna, like, everyone's gonna look back on this video because we haven't even started the hard part yet. The hard part is gonna be the tail. This video is where people are gonna look back and say, yeah, that Chris guy, World's Worst Fishing, this video is the moment where he actually went insane. Okay, so pouring the black actually went really, really well. So you can see I was able to get sort of that droop effect where the black goes all the way up the side of the cavity. You can see it peeking up there, peeking, and everything was poured nice and clean. None of the gaps closed in on each other, so I'm really happy about that. Now I want to fill those other gaps in with a third color, which is going to be sort of a gold. Alright, sort of a golden chartreuse. Okay, so a little bit of char lime from that on, and then some gold pearl powder. Let's see where that takes us. Gonna get that powder stirred in. Oh, very nice. The idea being to sharply contrast the black splotchy, the black pattern that has that other darker green under it. So this would be obviously quite the contrast from that. A little bit more powder. Alright, and then some black flake, and I think we're done. Alright, and now we're just filling in the gaps, essentially. So I actually browned this up with a little bit of green pumpkin. Alright, and now we're just filling in those gaps. Just like that. Alright, next. Next. Filling in the gap. Okay. Then a little bit back here. Just to kind of fill that in. So that is what one worm looks like. And we're actually going to fill the body in with a separate color. This thing is getting a little out of hand. It's getting a little crazy, you guys. but we like crazy around here. It's just the most complicated worm ever. Why not, right? Okay. Definitely need a little bit more heat there. So that's what we're doing for the rest of them. Okay, here comes the really stupid part. I want dotted tails. I want tails with little dots, much like we pour our shad dots in our swim baits. Right? So, I'm literally going to be doing that all over this tail, and then filling the tails in with black, okay, over these dots. So I just want to kind of drip some in. Looking really good so far. Now the hard part is, can I get a few of them in the skinny portion of the tail? I might not. This might be mission impossible. I don't know. Oh, there we go. Okay. Now I have to do that. Oh God, 9 more times. So I'm gonna heat this gold up some more and meet you right back. Okay, we're more than halfway. We have 3 out of the 5. Let's go. We can do this. Okay, there it is. We got them all. Beautiful. Now we just have to fill this in without messing this completely up. Okay, now we're going to attempt to fill in this tail portion with black and try to pour it cleanly. Oh wow, how the heck am I going to do this? I guess I'm just going to start up here. I don't know. Oh boy, I'm nervous. Like, you would think I wouldn't get nervous pouring baits anymore, but I'm pretty nervous about this one. This is a pretty high stakes pour. If I get this one wrong, I've really messed up something that could have been incredible. I need to cut my fan off because it's blowing this stream of plastic. Okay, you know, that's actually not half bad. Alright, I'm going to set that down gently and go cut the fan off. Cut this fan over here on. That way it's drawing the fumes that way, but it's not blowing my stream of plastic. Okay, we have sort of this milky, creamy white with some black flake. And let's fill one of these bad boys in. And trying to clean up all the little fringes and edges really sucks, in my opinion. So looks like we need a drop in there to fill in that little gap. The heat will kind of fill that section in. But there it is. Finally, that's considered poured all the way. And now it's just an issue of getting the rest of them poured, and then we're gonna heat them up. Okay, so after all those colors, powders, and everything else, we have, dun 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 dun, they are all finally poured. Now, we have to heat them up. So I'm going to turn this bad boy all the way up to 350. And basically, this is a real tricky part. I basically have to watch these real close and wait till they kind of start gelling again, and I can tell that some layers have kind of melted together, and then I got to cut it off and turn on a fan to blow cold air over it, or at least cool air over it. That way it doesn't melt these worms to the point to where my little dots become disappeared and everything just runs together and you completely lose your pattern. Okay, time for the reveal. Let's grab one of the molds, and you know what? I guess we'll flip it over to do the drum roll. Okay, psycho pour worms. Here we go. Drum roll, please. Let's see what happened here. We'll zoom in. Tell you what, they're really cool from even that side. So let's see what we get. I'm going to keep it flipped over until we have the whole thing out. No peeking. Well, you've seen the thumbnail. Dang it. All right. Yeah, you've already seen them. Oh my gosh. Oh, look at this madness. Oh my God. It worked. You can actually see all the little gold dots. Oh. Yeah, see how it kind of has like a snake skin pattern almost? Wow. Yeah, really good for see. And you see how the black now it looks like the black dripped down, right? That's why I made it such a point to pour that black from the edges from the top, which is technically the underside, I guess. That way you would get that melting down effect. That's why I really wanted to do that. All right, let's see what the other one looks like. The tail kind of has like a bumblebee look to it, just with the black and gold. Oh man. Yeah, I went out and grabbed lunch, then figured these would be ready. Oh yeah, I poured that one cleaner. Yeah, check this out, y'all. Check this out. Yeah, that one. You can just see. Look at how even the black is on either side. Boy, I got that one. Definitely poured that one a little bit better. Yeah. Awesome. Don't know why I have these little. Oh, you know what? Those are little bubbles. I thought I got all the bubble. Okay, little tiny micro bubble trouble, but we can deal with that. Okay. Well, it's time to start yanking the rest of these out. And this is the coolest worm that I've ever made. Hopefully I can top this one day. But good Lord, what a ton. Oh, my God, people. Okay, that's freaking awesome. So I legit just blew out my shop yesterday. And look at all these leaves that the wind sees fit to blow into my workspace, okay? I tried to keep this place looking good. Speaking of looking good, look at that. Well, okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's, I mean, oh, that is incredible. And I would love to pour this again, but maybe with a different color scheme. You know, floral patterns come to mind. Obviously, snake skin patterns. Crawfish patterns, you know, you could kind of do reds, orange, and black up here in the body, but then do sort of a burnt orange tail with white spots, and it would look very much like a crawfish. But these colors kind of came to mind. I was thinking about that emerald swim bait that I showed you at the beginning of the video, which this looks completely nothing like now. It looks more bumblebee-ish in a way. So I'm absolutely loving it. Just look at the sea of spots here just in the tails. That is wild. Oh man, I hope y'all have enjoyed. That is going to be impossible to top, at least today. That's my psycho worm pour, and I hope you guys have enjoyed. Please like and subscribe. Trying to get the channel to 100,000 subs. I mean, if that's not worth 100,000 subscribers, come on. That is... I'm loving it. I hope you guys did too. Please shoot me lots of comments down below. Let me know what you think. And we will hopefully catch you next time on the world's worst fishing.